Hello people, how's it going? Welcome back to more CSGO news. If you guys forgot, my name is Jake. Welcome back, and I do want to say for all you CSGO viewers out there, I am sorry. I've not had a CSGO video probably for a few days now. I missed you guys. How's it going? How's your day so far? And I'm glad to be back. I will be breaking down as much CSGO news as I possibly can, but esports and gaming news, I got a lot of videos out there. So I hope you guys all do enjoy a crazy episode today, and all of those stories, as per usual, will be timestamped down below. The first one, which is pretty unexpected, at least from my standpoint, that being a Cloud9 roster change, actually benching Tenz from that roster. Now, I know stats-wise, results-wise, a lot of you guys might not be surprised by that. Whenever Cloud9, especially any team out there, actually signs a new youngster for a short amount of time, this is very surprising to me. He'll be replaced by Subroza, who will be on trial for the time being. If you guys watched Cloud9's video as well, apparently it was difference of play style which made this change, and along with that, they think Subroza has the experience this roster might need for the future. And certainly when it comes to short-term changes for Cloud9, they are no stranger to it, but this one is a bit of a surprise. I do not have any doubt, though. I have much faith in the fact that Tenz in his future, his aimbot records will bring him success somewhere else. If not on Cloud9, I think he will be at least wanted by some of their team out there. He still is very talented. Just a meshing of playstyles did not work out for this current Cloud9 roster, which is certainly an interesting roster, still undergoing development and obviously hopefully progressing in the future as well to maybe bounce back to what we knew Cloud9 once was. Now, speaking of which, on a side note out there, I wanted to discuss, because I did tweet it out over the weekend, I was actually told by a source who has told me things in the past, a very trusted source as well when it comes to the Movistar riders rumors out there. He actually did tell me about Lowel and Steel before it did happen, so I did trust him about this, guys, and we'll talk about that in a minute. He actually did tell me the potential for Mixwell to return to that Movistar riders roster and leave Cloud9 in the future. It could be way in the future, depending upon how this Movistar riders roster produces results. Mixwell did respond to my tweet, guys, and say he will be progressing with Cloud9. I know I was obviously wrong about that, but either way, I wanted to share with all of you guys. I was told there was a potential he could be leaving in the future. He didn't give me a timeline. It could be any time in the future, and that proposition to me made sense, right? Return home to a roster who likely will pay him well, a roster he already had as a home before. It did make sense, especially with Lowel also returning, and so that's why I shared with all of you guys. Apparently that is not true, and Mixwell, for the time being, will be staying with this Cloud9 roster. Now, speaking of that Movistar riders roster, as they have fallen off the map ever since Lowel and Mixwell did leave it, and now Lowel is actually returning to it, and the new announcement of Steel is bringing this roster some certain hope for Spain out there. I'm actually very curious what they will do when it comes to producing those results, but yes, Lowel is now back to that roster, and they signed Steel, which makes me an automatic fan. So we'll see where Movistar does go, guys, and those are all the kind of big roster changes out there currently in the CS scene, which I am still very excited to see where Cloud9 can go with Subroza now being on that roster, and we'll see what Movistar can produce in terms of results and what they can do for Spain. And also, I was out of the office by the time this did drop on Friday. I do apologize, but I'm not a big, case guy anyway, but this was a brand new case, the CS20 case, guys. I'm sure you've probably seen many Jesus videos on this as well. The skins in it are, as per usual and as per expected, pretty cool, as they were all community designed. On top of that, I did love the fact they actually referenced several pro players in this. Nothing alongside Stewie and Olaf Meister all got references for skins as well, so I thought that was pretty cool. The Dragon Lore sticker skin that got submitted as well is one of the coolest stickers I think we have seen in the game since, and we've seen that on the community community page for some time, so glad it did get accepted. And then very lastly, I think for me at least, it was actually the Op Wildfire that I liked the most of those skins. Apparently the case price has already dropped pretty drastically, but either way, the CS20 skin, alongside that, of course, the biggest story about this, the 1.6 knife is now back, which by the way, for me included, is a knife that a lot of players out there have never been able to use or actually seen in game. I do like the knife. I really do, and I think all in all, for the grand announcement of this CS20 case, I actually really enjoyed it. I think it went over pretty well, and Valve should made a pretty good amount of money off it, I'm sure. Hopefully that money goes towards something good in the future. Now, speaking of some insane results out there, some might say some crazy results out there, DreamHack Rotterdam was this past weekend. It was our biggest event this past weekend. Starletter is currently ongoing, so I'll break down those results sometime soon for all of you. But crazy results, as yes, Team Crazy has now taken their first official title with their brand new roster and their brand new coach, that being Neil Murphy. I'm going to link a great compilation video. It's 2 minutes long. I highly suggest you guys go watch it. If you guys know the past of Neil Murphy, this guy is legitimately definitely crazy, and that's why I think this roster suits him so well. He is clearly known for freaking out ever since he was on Greyhound at their major run. He freaks out in between every single route, and you gotta love it if you love that team. And so I'll link that video down below for all of you guys, showing all of his freakouts during their pretty solid run, I would say. They actually took down the two favorite teams, I would say, a pretty good heroic they took down in the grand final, and alongside that a Vanguard in the semifinals to actually win the event. A great solid win for the team, and I couldn't be more excited to see where this new roster does go. It's pretty big when a new roster can actually win a decent event like this one. So congrats to Neil, and congrats to Team Crazy. And you know, what's DreamHack Rotterdam without a bit of controversy out there? Whenever a female team seems to compete, yes, there is controversy. There are haters out there for the way that Besiktas did perform at the event. If you guys did not know, there was an all-female qualifier for one spot at DreamHack Rotterdam, and Besiktas, one of your best female rosters, did actually qualify. I myself, I loved seeing them there, both in the results and some of the matchups. The matches, I'm not going to lie, they were not close whatsoever. They didn't break 5 rounds in a single matchup, but for me, I actually very much enjoyed seeing a female lineup at the event. We don't see this in top-tier esports pretty much ever as well. So Besiktas, congratulations to you for actually making it through the all-female qualifier. I know there's haters out there, but I really don't care about them too much. I think it's great to see that diversity at big events, and we don't see it that often. So, you know, take it for what it is, guys, and kind of accept it as it does happen, like once a year, if that. So, very lastly as well, and some last crazy news as well. Speaking of their victory at DreamHack Rotterdam, guys, congratulations to Antonio as well. We had Decay talk about this. Apparently, G2 was going to take Hunter and Nexa for free. Decay said, wait up, they might take this a bit further, and they actually have taken that case further, guys. Antonio and Crazy have now been paid for the departure of those two players, which they well deserve. Certainly because Hunter was his baby. He wanted to keep Hunter for as long as possible, and supposedly had him valued at millions and millions of dollars. Apparently, they did receive 8 times the initial G2 offer, so Ocelot did have to pay Antonio for those players, which is well deserved. You would have hated to see those players leave the organization and that organization get nothing for them. So Crazy will continue, and now they got some cash in the bag. We'll see how they can continue to improve, and if they can win another title throughout the end of this year, or of course throughout early 2019, is an entirely different question, but I am super excited. Antonio deserved that cash. All right, until next time, I hope you guys all enjoyed. I've been saying this for my Call of Duty videos. If you guys have any topics out there you want me to cover, leave a comment down below. I will try and cover them as soon as possible. I'm an esports and a gaming news channel as well, so if there's any other big stories out there you want me to cover, you feel free to drop a comment down below. Until next time, take care of yourselves, drink some coffee, orange juice, water, hydrate yourselves, and I'll see you guys back here sometime soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.